women really fall in love in your absence. We're gonna have Jenny the baddie talk about this because Lord have mercy, she is a baddie.
No contact makes a woman love you. Now, let me explain. First of all, she's not receiving special treatment from you anymore. And second of all, when you choose not to chase her during no contact, she's putting you in the bucket of a man who has self respect, independence, okay, confidence, and he's able to move on with his life. And
I'm gonna stop it. It's kind of crazy. Something as simple as not being there. Now, look, caveat. This works most for guys that are good looking. If you're an average looking guy, what works best is creating a pattern of seeing her and then absence, seeing her and then absence. In fact, after this, we're gonna go outside and I'm gonna explain how to do that for average looking guys and for ugly guys, right? Like there's a way of how to use absence to make her like it, and I've seen it a lot. Okay, because again, I coach women, so they tell me that women come to me for things that guys do. I mean, think about it. Women come to me for things that and pay me for things that guys do to them that makes them like them. So those strategies work. Let's keep listening.
all of those are attractive traits. You're not a simp, you're not desperate, you're not trying too hard. And how do I know this? Because you're not contacting her, trying to get her back after the breakup. But also another thing is this woman is able to have time to reflect on whether she was a problem in the relationship. But not only that, she's also going to deal with men who did not invest in her as much as you did. And it's going to be a harsh reality. Basically saying she realizes that the grass is not greener and that you were a good man.
So I totally agree with her. And usually guys struggle with this because they don't know how people get attracted. Guys think that insecure guys think that women fall in love with you in your presence. It's actually in your absence. Okay. So with that being said, let's go to the blackboard. Now let's go outside and I'm explaining to you guys how to apply this into your life.
Good morning, folks. Absence is like sleep to me, right? Think about it, right? When you sleep, naturally, if you don't sleep, the memories that you created are not going to get processed, right? The emotions that you felt are not going to get processed. And when you have bad sleep, usually the next morning you wake up and your memories fucked about what you studied the day before, and your emotions just feel off. It's kind of similar. When you spend boring time with someone, when I mean boring time, I mean simple time, not extravagant time, watching TV, looking at somebody get robbed. When you just spend boring time with someone, the brain, when you are absent, will use that as raw material to create memories and a mental movie that causes you to fall in love, not with them, but with what the ego represents, right? And this is something that's extremely powerful because then your absence is what does the dirty work for you. Your absence is what plays the game for you. Your absence is what spits game for you. The issue is that too many people hate not having control, and so in the face of absence, they start being needy and creepy, right? And that's problematic. So this video is to encourage you and give you the knowledge through an analogy of sleep, of how absence is what does the dirty work for you, okay? And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and there you guys will be able to book a one-on-one phone call with Father Alex. Yeah, that's right, people. A lot of people have been working with me, and a lot of people have experienced a lot of benefits from it. So do that now, or else I'm closing the channel. Now, there are two ways that people fall in love, right? That I believe. I think there's more. One, through traumas, right? You remind me of my ex that broke up with me. You remind me of my dad. Oh my God, he's gay. You remind me of this or that, right? And that usually means that I have emotions that are intense, but that are unsatisfied deep in my unconscious. And they only come out when somebody that represents that person comes into my life. And then I just superimpose it, like putting a video game inside of a PlayStation, right? The person didn't do anything to create that, but the problem is that those are quick, right? Those are quick manifestations, like a thunderbolt. It just arises and passes away instantly, and that's usually most people's way of falling in love. Because nowadays everyone's traumatized, to be honest with you. I still do that from time to time, right? But the problem with that That's usually an avoidance way of falling in love. And today we're going to talk about the natural way to fall in love. And this one is long lasting. This is a type of love that your granny and your grandpa has, right? That boring as I hate her, but I still love her type of. Right? Anyways, let's begin, right? So remember, the foundation is boring time. You can't do this and taking crack with them and running up the mountains. That's not the type of memories that the brain uses. It needs raw memory, raw material, simple, like the raw material from your childhood, right? Your childhood was mystical and crazy because the brain transformed those simple, boring experiences into extravagant experiences that you get older through nostalgia. That's how nostalgia is. Over time, memories become more valuable to the human brain because, we're getting older. And so our aging process causes us to want to hold on to the past more, and that causes the memories to become more beautiful, more extravagant. They have this beautiful mist and smell of the past, right? So absence is like sleep. The time that you spend gets processed when you sleep. When you have absence, the memory, their presence, their sense, your brain literally starts to build it up like wood that you leave inside of a cave. If you leave that raw wood a few weeks, a few months come by, you come back and then you notice it becomes crystallized. Your brain is very similar. The memories you have of someone when you are absent literally become crystallized, and it creates a sculpture. Oh my God, that Times Square sculpture, man. I'm sorry, man. That Times Square sculpture of the black woman, man. If I'm a black person, I'm like, is this how you think about us? You couldn't have her fucking dunk. You couldn't have her halfway through doing a spinning Rooney. You couldn't have her suplexing someone. Well, you gotta have her looking like she's about to complain, man. I'm sorry, black people, man. These people are playing y'all, man. Anyway, sorry about this. I didn't mean to do that. She was like, When I saw that, I got so mad as an artist. But let me tell you something. As an artist, I find that brilliant. As an artist, he managed to put every stereotype in a painting. I mean, even from the shirt. I mean, it's kind of amazing if you really think about it. It really is. Anyways, so yeah, boring time, right? So during sleep, your brain replays and strengthens the neural connections associated with experience, helping them transition from short-term memories to long-term creepy memories. Without sleep, or absence in this case, these memories remain fragmented and less impactful. If you spend too much time, it's like you sleeping all the time, right? You're not gonna have, I mean, it's like you not never sleeping. But if you don't spend enough time, well, the brain doesn't have enough material to create it. So there has to be like a middle ground, right? There has to be a middle ground. Um, Without transition from short-term to long-term memory, these memories remain fragmented and less impactful. Similarly, absence in a relationship provides space for reflection and emotional processing. When you're apart, you have the opportunity to replay shared moments, appreciate them, and let those experiences deepen your feelings. Without absence, the constant presence might prevent this emotional consolidation, making it harder to fully appreciate them, right? And also in your absence, obviously, their brain also starts to think of you. It's like, understand, when you go throughout your day, when you sleep, your brain literally goes through the day once again, like a few times. And the reason why it does that is because it's trying to process it, right? It's trying to make it manageable. That's why when something pisses you off and you go to sleep, you wake up feeling a little bit better. That's because your brain went through it a few times. And then each time you go through it, the more you're able to deal with those emotions, right? But without that process, you might start hating the person. You might start to, that's why during the pandemic, I had so much work. I had so much work for the simple fact that people just spent too much time together. Way too much time together. Look, man, right? And in fact, we're both spending too much time together. So let's go to a quick little commercial break.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I can tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around 238 200 no naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at 238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.
All right, we're back. And even like muscles, right? When you build muscles, you're breaking them down. But when you sleep, your body repairs it, right? Even if you have wounds, you'll notice that wounds heal during the day, but they accelerate the healing process when you sleep. Absence is very similar to that. People forget your flaws very easily in your absence, right? Any negative things you've done, any cheating, anything, right? If you fucking push Granny through the stairs, people forgive you. But the problem is that when you have mistakes, when you're needy and creepy, naturally your compulsions tell you to do more, call them, be more there. You're losing them. If you don't do something, you might lose them. That's the insecure state of mind. The secure state of mind says that if you give them time, the brains will literally forget. Understand, in the face of pleasure, your brain has a natural bias. Your brain has a bias towards eliminating the memories that prevent you from acting on your impulses towards that pleasure, and it amplifies the memories that remembers the pleasures of that thing. Right? It almost becomes like it does the dirty work for you. Right? And it's very similar in drug addiction. Well, addicts will tell you that when they feel the compulsion to act on their addiction, they literally forget the negative consequences of using. Like their brain literally short circuits and they can't think of anything that says don't do it. The only time they do think about it rationally is once they've acted on it, they hit rock bottom, and then all of a sudden they feel it. But that's the thing. When somebody likes you or you trigger someone, your absence will all of a sudden create that bias. Especially if they feel anxious, especially if they had a lot of chemistry, your absence will literally create more. Like it's like a drug addict wanting to do drugs and they're resistant. Each moment, the brain intensifies the positive experiences of using, and it literally diminishes the negative experiences. The fact that you get depressed, it's the fact that you want to hurt, that type of stuff. That the fact that you think of thoughts that you never think about before, right? And when you're using, those things happen when you're in the absence of the substance. And that version is usually done by people who have traumatized, who are projecting, right? But for normal folks, which is not me, right? For normal folks, boring time has a very similar effect, maybe not as intense, okay? Because we're not trying to create codependency. We're trying to make somebody fall in love with us, right? We're trying to make somebody obsessed with us. So when you spend time with them, don't try to be fun. Don't try to be impressive. Don't try to do spinneroonies. Just sit your fucking, my fault. Oh my God, Father Alex didn't have enough sleep. Just sit your butt down and watch TV. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to smoke weed. You don't need to do, just spend boring time. That's the more simple the time in your absence. When they think about you, they can't just think about, oh my God, I watched TV with them and it was so boring. No, you're gonna say, oh man, that was time you watched TV. We spent time together. That was crazy. You might imagine you going like that watching TV. That was so funny. When in reality it was like this. And this exaggeration, this editing of the brain, that the process to edit memories to make them look more fun takes up a lot of emotions, because emotions is what edits memories, right? Intense emotions. If I feel, if I don't like you, I'm gonna remember our memories with more negative experiences. If I like you, the positive memories will work to change those memories to a more pleasurable memory, right? And that's why if I hurt you, if I hurt your ego and insult you, if you like me, the process of you having to change up those memories and lie to yourself intensifies the obsession, like the self-denial or the editing or the exaggeration, because you like them, right? You want to think about them positively, right? Even if it's not positively, your brain would create more positivity, would intensify it, and that intensification process produces in the background more obsession. You know, it truly is a beautiful thing, but it's also a very dangerous thing. It's dangerous because you can see how, why when you're in an abusive relationship, it's hard to leave, because when you're there, you're angry at them, but absence sabotages you. Absence literally becomes your enemy, right? It literally becomes your enemy. The solution to that is to hang around people who have a different perspective, and allow yourself to process those perspective, because you're sick, right? You're sick in the brain. You have a bias towards pain, right? And that's just a natural process of falling in love, but in a toxic way, right? Because look, I would tell people, man, like, most people are addicted to something, right? Just because somebody's not doing crack doesn't mean that they're not addicted. I've seen some relationships where it just looks like it looks like crack. like like I've seen some relationships when I'm like, yo, holy shit, yo, like, I prefer to smoke weed over that. You know, like, I prefer to be a pothead over that shit any day, right? And that's because addiction comes in different forms, man. You know, and we have to be careful with that. We're falling in love with the wrong person. Like, it's truly, it could ruin your life, right? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. Check out my paintings, man. We're working. This is a painting that I'm working on. I know it was supposed to be done a month ago, but I like to work a lot on my paintings. It's done. It's almost done. I'm gonna let you guys buy copies of this painting, because this is for a client. This painting is available for $500 if you guys want to purchase it. These are original paintings. Just go to my website in the description down below to purchase it. And don't forget, we're posting videos on Patreon a lot more. I'm gonna let you guys know the shows that we have on Patreon, and we're posting videos on the membership site here. So if you guys don't want to join Patreon, just join here. And yeah, anyways, man, you guys be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.